Hey, welcome to the vlog. Alright, it's day 2 of this Lose 10 by 2018 challenge. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw the post yesterday. I'm going to try to post a lot more on Instagram. I apologize for the strobe lights that seem to be going by my head right now. That's just the sun, popping in and saying hello. So yeah, day 2. As I said, well, I don't know if I said this yesterday. I'm going to say it today. I can't do a lot of exercise because of my knee, like cardio, stuff like that. So what is the primary thing that I'm going to be doing is diet related. I'm going to be attempting to, and it's not going to happen all overnight, but I'm going to be attempting to remove sugar from my diet, as well as cutting back my gluten intake. Not because I'm like, gluten is going to murder everyone. No, but because I do know that a great way to cut down excess weight is just to cut out a lot of the processed carbs, and a lot of that I consume and most people consume is found in gluten, in the bread and the pasta, stuff like that. And if you force yourself to find an alternative, not all the time is not perfect all the time, but if you force yourself to do that, to find alternatives, a lot of times you're finding things that are going to be lower calorie and maybe a little healthier, or at least there are some much healthier, lower calorie options out there. So that's the thought behind those two things. That is the plan, that is the goal. It's going to take some time to implement it, but that is the plan. I'm still trying to figure out some different ways I can really get a good workout in, a good cardio, even though my knee is not better. In fact, I probably pushed it too hard and done too much with it over the last couple of weeks because it wasn't feeling terrible. It still bugged me, but it wasn't feeling awful. And yesterday I did something and it started hurting pretty bad again for a little bit. So I gotta take it easier on my knee. I have to do that, and that's what I'm just trying to start doing. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting trying to drop that weight without being able to exercise like I want to, but I think I can. And honestly, I think that if I do that with dieting, with changing some things, that it probably has a better chance of sticking long term, because it'll be lifestyle changes that I've made to what I'm putting into my body. And then if I really start working out again, and when my knee gets all the way better and I can really start pushing and working out again, I should have the opportunity to get in even better shape. So that's the plan, that's the thought, that's the hope. Yeah, that's like the primary thing that I'm working on. I mentioned this about the acting and submitting those things. There's been a bit of a pause on just being able to get this stuff out there because I'm working on putting together the resume and all that stuff the right way. But I think today, it's finally where it just needs to be that I'm just going to send it off. Just say, here you go. It's not perfect, but here it is, and enjoy and let me know what you think. So, sorry, I was really trying not to yawn, but did not get a great night's sleep last night. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do that today. That is the plan. I'm gonna send those off today, and then we'll just start to see what happens. We'll start to see what the response is. Again, it could be nothing, or maybe somebody said, "Yay, let's bring you in. Let's get you out on some auditions." So that is the hope. Other than that, Dallas Cowboys took a knee yesterday before the anthem as a group, as a way to protest, to bring awareness to issues that they believe are there that need to be addressed. And then they stood for the anthem. And really quickly, I realized because I've been trying to figure out what it is about people kneeling as an intentional protest to the anthem. Why that hit me wrong, right? And I figured it out a little bit. I'm gonna try to just say this briefly. This is just where I'm coming from, okay, on this. And it is that for a lot of people, that flag doesn't represent all of the wrongs that America, the United States, has done. The flag represents the principles that America was founded on, which is this idea of life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. This idea, and that if we were to actually fully embrace the principles it was founded on, if we could get past the, some people saying, well, the founders were racist and this and that. Well, if you just look at the principles, right? And if you were to embrace those, we'd be in a much better situation. But that's really just kind of part of it. The real thing, the real issue has always hit me a little bit weird and a little bit wrong is that I have 2 brothers currently serving active duty in the United States military. My mom served in the military. My grandfather served in the military. A bunch of my uncles served in the military. I have several friends growing up. I've got cousins that have served in the military, that are in the military now. Friends that I grew up with serving in the military. And so when I see that, to me, it's going to hit me wrong because you're taking a shot at, and this is just how it hits me. You can say that's wrong. It shouldn't hit you that way. It shouldn't do that. Well, it shouldn't bother a lot of people when people intentionally disrespect symbols that are important to them. But it does, because that's what happens. That's how it works. Because I have so many people that in my life that have served this country, and I've been around the military enough to see the sacrifices some people have made for this country. Black, white, brown, doesn't matter, who didn't go out and serve because they wanted to protect racism. They went out because they wanted to protect the country. When I see somebody taking a knee or intentionally protesting the national anthem and the flag, then it's going to strike me the wrong way, and I'm going to lose your message, right? And again, it's just me personally, but I think it probably goes to a lot of people, all right? You're going to lose your message because, to me, you're taking a personal shot at my family. Like, that's just how it hits me. And it took me a few days, a few weeks to really figure out that that's why it was frustrating. That's why it was getting me. Not because I disagree with your right to protest. If you want to protest, protest. But if there's certain people that if you just take shots at the military, if you just go and take shots at the flag, you are taking a shot at the military in their mind, and they can't get away from that. Whether or not they would agree with you or disagree with your protest, whether or not they would think that you should have the right to say what it's not about whether you have the right to protest. It's that when you do it that way, you're telling a huge chunk of the audience, because this is how it affects them, you are telling them, screw you and your family. Because that's how it hits people, right? And so, to me, I look at that and I go, I know that that's the case. I know that's the case for a lot of people. And it is a built-in, that response of anger and frustration is coming from the very core of who these people are, not because they're racist, but because they love the country and they have people in their life, or they themselves have served and sacrificed for it. So I think that that's something that's being lost in this whole conversation. It's not that people don't want, have a problem with athletes protesting because they're black and people want to protect a racist country and a racist flag. It's that it hits them in a very real way as an assault, an attack on themselves or people that they love. So the message that I think these athletes and these different people want to get across is being lost in that mix for a lot of people. I'm not speaking to the racist human beings that are out there. I know that there are racist people out there. Can't get rid of them all of a sudden. It's not really how this works. Can't just start executing people. So I'm not even worried about them. I'm not even going to talk about them. They need God. They need Jesus, and they need a change of heart. But I'm speaking to the other people who have a true, genuine, it just hits them the wrong way. When I saw that the Cowboys took a knee beforehand to make a statement as a team, and then they stood up to recognize the anthem of the country, I was like, all right. To me, that softened me to the protest. It did. That's the effect that it had on me. Because to me, you were no longer taking a shot at my family. You're no longer taking a shot at my brothers, my friends. So, yeah, that's that. If you disagree, feel free to leave a comment. Again, that's just me. That's just me sharing where I'm coming from. So, anyway, this video was longer than I planned on it being. But yeah, that's it. All right. See ya.